Drills Talk, episode 17. In this episode, we're going to discuss the top 4 answers to the question, how do I pursue my goal? This is based off of a blog I wrote entitled, This One is for the Dreamers. The link can be found in the description. Like, comment, definitely subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Let's get going. So let's get to it. Number one. Number one is dream. Now, I don't want you to think about anything that can go wrong. We're not thinking about anything negative. Maybe we're throwing a little bit of logic out the window on this step. We are completely happy path. What is the best thing that can occur? What is your ideal? That's the dream part. And I definitely want to discuss, how we don't stay in this number one. We don't stay in the dream. I'm guilty of it myself. But I first want to touch on how to dream. Anything that you can imagine, whatever it is, whatever your dream is. Let's say your dream is to become the biggest, such and such in the world, whatever it is. All you're thinking about is being that person. You're not thinking about the competition. You're not thinking about the hard work. You're not thinking about any of that. What we're thinking about right now is it happening just as we see it, just as we feel it, just as we, almost tear up about when we feel it, when we think about it, when we're actually dreaming. We want that to happen. That's how we dream, nothing negative. So when you're doing that and you get that feeling, that's exactly how it's going to feel when you actually obtain that goal. That's exactly how it's going to feel when you're living it. You're waking up and you're that person, and you can remember not being that person, of course, but now you are that person and it feels great. But when we dream, and this is what I wanted to get to, we feel that also. We feel how great that is. We know it's that great. Our body doesn't know the difference. Our mind doesn't know the difference between us actually living it and us, fantasizing about it. There is no difference to the brain at all. So what we do, and the issue with, that we run into a lot on this first stage of dreaming, is we kind of get that instant gratification. Like, that's exactly how it's going to feel. It feels great. I can just think about it. I can just dream about it. And the problem is we stay in that dream state. We don't get out of it. And the problem with not getting out of it, of course, other than, not pursuing your dream and not actually putting action behind your dream, is that we give ourselves this instant gratification and we kind of go back to it whenever we need it. We want to quit our jobs. We want to, provide more for our families. We want to travel more. Yeah. We're feeling kind of bad, but then we think about our dream and we're back. We feel good again. That can be great. That would be great. And then we just kind of, let it go to the wayside again. And, really may sound strange, but the dream has a little bit of feelings. You know what I mean? You're not going to keep thinking about something and dreaming about something and fantasizing about it and it kind of stick around as a possibility. That's not going to always occur. Actually, it rarely occurs. I know for sure that I put off what I wanted to do in life a lot as far as time. And it took some work to kind of get back in the good graces of it being a possibility. As strange as that may sound, it kind of wanted me to prove myself to it again. Like, you put me off so long, why would this even be a possibility anymore? And all I could do was prove that I wanted it. And maybe it's best to not have to get to that situation to feel like your dream doesn't want you. It's just, FYI, I've been there and it's not a good feeling. So let's not get there. When we dream, of course, we're going to dream to the fullest. No negativity. Nothing's not going to happen. It's all going to occur. We're going to feel good. But then we need to do the next step. And the next step is number two. Number two, think. So we've dreamt, right? We dreamt to the fullest. We believe it. We felt it. Now we want it. But how do we get there? We need to think first. Okay? Am I the only person that wants this dream? Probably not, right? Am I going to put in the time to obtain this dream? The answer has to be yes, but it may not be yes right now. And you got to be honest with yourself. And if it's not yes right now, okay, what do I have to do to get that answer to yes? Like, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get my dream, because I know how that feels. And if that was an everyday thing, goodness, I would be a very happy person. People would like to be around me, and I would like to be around other people because I'll be so happy living in my dream. So yes, think about that. What's it going to take? It's going to take a lot, right? Acknowledging that you're not the only person that wants to do it. Absolutely. What else should we think about? Is it a business? Okay, what's a business? Then I have to, you got to do all your corporation stuff, LLC, S Corp, C Corp, whatever you're going to do, partnership, sole proprietorship, whatever, the mumbo jumbo. You do that, right? Now what's next? All right, so I know I need this, I need that, I need to acknowledge that, I need to work hard. What else? Did you need a support system? Do you need a support system? I would say yes, and not everybody has that. So can you garner up enough support in yourself? Can you get it from inside you? Can you get it without it coming from, an external source? Would that, be enough? Would you be enough? And if that's a yes, then you're in pretty good shape. Now you're thinking about other things. Okay, well, what does the company look like? What's my logo look like? Do we have a slogan? Of course we got a slogan. I got to think of a slogan. Make it real. Think about these things. This is your thought stage. This is number 2. We've dreamt. Now we're thinking, okay? What else can occur? Location. Location's a big deal. Yeah, okay. Let's see what else. What else is good? We got the location, we got the slogan, we got the business. Okay. The product or the service. You may think that you're, ready and you got the dream, and your product's great if you have a product, or your service is great if you have a service, but you got to understand that needs to be honed. You're going to be selling it for money now. It's not just a hobby. It's not just something you do for friends and family. It's a business now, right? So you have to get very, very good at what you do. You have to spend a lot of time with that. And if that involves staying up late, you already thought about that, right? So you got that part. It's going to take a lot of time. Well, the time that you take is going to be spent in getting very, very good to great at what you're about to be charging people for. Because this is your dream. And if your dream is to, carry yourself through life the rest of the way, then you're going to have to make some money doing it, correct? And if you get very, very good at what you're doing, and you've dreamt it and you felt it and you thought everything through, you're like, I'm thinking about this. I know what I got to do. I know what it's going to take. I have my slogan. I have my logo. I got my corporation papers, in process. It's coming in. Okay. While all that paperwork, because it does take time, is, coming to fruition, you need to practice whatever it is. If you're a consultant, you need to practice talking to people. Find somebody to talk to. Talk to people you don't usually talk to. Talk to family longer than you usually talk to them. You just have to get used to talking to another person and hearing what they're saying and acknowledging what they're saying and coming up with the solution. If that's what you're doing, that's, consultant, the consultant path. If you're doing something, say you're starting a YouTube channel and you play video games and there's a lot of competition, but what are you going to do to stick out? How are you going to show that, okay, well, I'm going to this guy's channel, or I'm going to this lady's channel because, yeah, she's playing the same game everybody else is playing, but she's a little different. It's a little more entertaining. She grabs me more. I kind of, see her as a friend more than the other guys and the other ladies are just playing the game and talking. But she grabs me or he grabs me. And you got to think about why a person or a viewer would say that about you? What are you going to do to make them say, okay, you know what, this is a little different. I'm comfortable here. I'm going to watch them. I'm going to look out for them. When their new video pops up, I'm going to watch that. You must think about all of that. And then the next step, number 3, plan. You've dreamt. You've thought. Now it's time to plan. So 1 and 2, very cool. There's no barriers, nothing stopping you from dreaming, nothing stopping you from thinking. But when you get to that next step and it's time to plan, things are not as sweet. Things are not as happy path, because now you are thinking about some, negative possibilities. You are thinking about cost. You are thinking about, competition and how long they've been around, not just competition and saying, okay, well, I need to work hard to prove myself. You have to outdo the competition that's maybe been doing this 5, 10, 50 years if it's a company that's your competition. And you got to acknowledge that and plan for that. What are you going to do to stick out? Why do we trust you? You've opened, 2 weeks ago. They've been running their business, a family business, it's 3rd generation now. Why am I buying from you? You have to have answers for that. That's part of your planning stage. And you will have answers, but you're going to have better answers because you've dreamt and you've thought, and now you're planning. You have something to go off of. Some people just jump into the plan. You haven't really thought about anything. You're just going. And that sounds good sometimes, but not in this case. Not in the case of, pursuing a dream or pursuing a goal. In the blog that I actually wrote, I stated that, the spiel that I'm giving you now, 1, 2, and 3, and 4 coming up next, is the ideal way to pursue a dream. And I'm not just blowing smoke. It's the exact way I pursued my dream. It's the exact way I've seen others that I follow in, on social media, that they've pursued their dreams and they've worked because of these steps, in particular in this order. So planning. You've got all your paperwork in. Now it's time to think about bills. Now it's time to think about credit. Now it's time to think about, okay, well, does my company need employees right now? Or can it just be me, a one-man show, one-woman show for a while until I get everything together and, I can afford an employee or 2? Or I have so much work coming in, I need an employee or 2, which is more ideal, which is actually the way you should grab employees is when you need them and can afford them. If you need them and can't afford them, your company is going into debt. And if you don't need them, but you can afford them, and you say, okay, well, now it's time to be a boss. It's time to hire people. You're wasting money, and you're just kind of pulling a, I made it move, and you've made it without, being a boss, quote unquote. So just keep that in mind in the planning stage. We're not all about, marshmallows and candy and all this type of things. Everything's not sweet anymore. We're thinking about the real business aspects of things. We're thinking about competition. We're thinking about money. We're thinking about credit. We're thinking about employees and the needs. We're thinking about location. All of this is very important. If you're going to have a brick and mortar store, if you have an online, situation, great, more power to you. That's awesome. No rent, things like that. Not worrying about customers having to come to you. It's a huge perk. And that's great. Put that in your plan. That's the huge perk you get, because you're going to get a lot of walls and hurdles and things that you have to climb that are not in your favor. So kind of mark everything that is in your favor to make you feel a lot better in your planning stage and won't deter you from getting to number 4. Number 4 is to do. We've done all the prerequisite stuff, all the talk, all the I would, if, all of that crap. Not that it's crap, but in this stage, that stuff is done. The do stage is when things happen. The do stage is you're out there, you're doing it. You may be tripping and stumbling all the way through, but you're doing it and you're getting better at it. You did your practice, but it was an enclosed practice. Now you're out there in live action. And even if it's a real meeting, It's still practice. You're getting better with every meeting. You're getting better with every no. You're getting better with every yes. You're getting happier and you believing in yourself with every cell. You're doing it. You're doing something that I would say, maybe 80 to 85% of the dreamers never do. Doing it. You look at the steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, you're at the 4th step. Some people never get off the 1st step. Some people are scared to even get on the 1st step. You have some people that won't even dream because they feel that, it's no possibility of me changing the way I live my day-to-day life now. So those dreamers, never even happen. You got your dreamers who stay dreaming and remember that false feeling that we get of we made it already every time we dream. They stuck there and they're happy with that feeling. And for some reason or another, that's okay right now. But you weren't okay with that and you went to step 2. And then you went to step 3. And now you're in step 4, you're doing your plan. And this is the moment where you're actually at that mountain or jumping that hurdle or getting over, that issue that you saw coming but not so soon, or that issue that you thought would come but it didn't, and then another issue hits you. That's part of the do stage. That's part of being an entrepreneur or a business owner, is you're gonna make a plan, and that plan is going to seem perfect. And the minute you get out there and you start doing, you'll see that plan was excellent, and the but is life. This happened, that happened. Somebody in your neighborhood had the same dream, and now you have competition not only out there but locally. Somebody set up another website just like yours, and not only did they set up a website just like yours, they promote and market in the same places you promote and market. This wasn't in the plan. Who would come up with that? That wasn't in the plan. So what do we do now? That's part of the life. That's part of the do. You're in action now. You just keep on moving. Yeah, this is unfortunate. Unfortunate things occur. So what are we going to do? You've been at the plan stage. Now you have more information. So you make a better plan. You don't fall back to 3 and then go back to doing. No, you never stop doing once you get to number 4. But you do continue to plan and update the plan, formulate a better plan, make little changes to your plan. You act out your plan every day. So 3 and 4, you're in 3 and 4. And then when you go to 4, you bring that 3 with you. And it's part of 4. The dreaming, you can continue to dream. Bigger and better things, different things. Like maybe I started as a florist, but I bought a place bigger than what I needed. And now I'm a landlord and I really like this, so I'm gonna buy another place. Things like that occur, but things occur like that when you do. So, no, you never stop dreaming. No, you never really stop thinking. No, you never stop planning. It all kind of comes with you in number 4 when you do. But when you're taking the steps, you do one at a time until you get to 4, because that's when you're actually ready to do everything. You're actually ready to encompass the entire 4-step process of making your dream come true. And it's an ongoing thing. It never stops. But this is exactly the answers to how do I pursue my goal. You dream, you think, you plan, and you do. And you continue to do until that dream has come true. It's very simple. It's not easy, but you can do it. Drills Talk, episode 17, the top 4 answers to how do I pursue my goal. I hope you've enjoyed. Please like, comment if you want to. Absolutely hit subscribe. I come out with a video every Wednesday. I have beats that are released every Friday. I write blogs every Monday. Very interesting channel to follow. I hope you join us. Thanks. It's drills.com. Check this out. It's Drills.